Imagine traveling to a place offering Himalayan peaks and a beautiful coastline. We're very happy to have Hagai Vardi and Courtney Lagunas. They're both here to invite you to an Indian wedding festival. It's this year's highlights, the East Meets West yoga event.
Unfortunately, some folks feel that yoga is simply a method of exercise, and it's so much more. As Hagai mentioned, it truly is holistic. It's how we interact with each other, how we interact societally and globally.
So I created the East Meets West yoga event with the intention of offering a lot of opportunities for folks to either start or enhance their yoga practice.
So what I'm going to present is Yoganubhavam. Yoganubhavam literally translates to experience of yoga. The difference is I practice Bharatanatyam, which is a form of Indian classical dance from the south of India. And this would be the experience of yoga, but through dance. I have been, practicing Bharatanatyam since age 5. My approach to dance has been one of, I think, prayer and exploration, constant exploration.
I adore the fact that this is a community event. It brings together people of all different flavors, people of age, and I love community events where we can just gather together and really enjoy each other's company. I do love the physical part of it, but to me it's become more heartfelt. It opens me up to all sorts of possibilities. It grounds me when I'm airy and feeling like I need to really be connected, not only to other people, but just to myself as well.
You have just the perfect mix of having a chance to empower people who are still a minority in the United States of America, and then still spread so much cultural awareness. As a world, we should be able to hold hands and learn about each other's culture, because there's a lot of similarities and there's a lot of differences which make it so unique. And I feel like definitely everybody should have cultural awareness of most, if not all, cultures. Namaste is to welcome somebody with an open heart, and so you are opening them to your house, to you, and you're inviting them with a warm heart. For me, yoga is peace of mind. It's a time of the day where you can take out 30 minutes, 20 minutes to just relax and think about what's going on and be there in the moment and not think about all the worries in the future and what happened in the past, but to be there in the moment. And my favorite sign is right there. It says breathe, and getting an opportunity to breathe and be I am here right now, I am alive, and I can take anything that comes my way.
I have a yoga center with my wife. The name of the yoga center is Living Yoga. And I tend to think that we all find ways through which to serve. I think it's one tool that's effective. And I also tend to think that while I like to think it's effective for everybody, I also think that there might be other tools at different times in different lives that can be equally effective, maybe even more effective sometimes. The method of yoga that we teach is based upon the work of Mr. V.K.S. Iyengar. And that method of teaching yoga is one that has helped me tremendously over the years to grow in my practice, and it also just makes a lot of sense.
It's very important to have yoga part of the conversation when exploring Indian culture. Yoga was mentioned over 5,000 years ago in some of the earliest Vedic texts. And so if we are exploring Indian culture, it's only correct for us to bring yoga into that conversation.
One thing you want people to know to lead a great life, empathy. I think just to, in a world today where our senses are so flooded, almost blasted with overstimulation, I think are desensitized to a certain extent. So I think what would make for a more beautiful world would just be for us to sensitize ourselves again, to be more receptive to others around us. And to me, that is something that dance has allowed me to do.
I think we need to come together instead of fighting. I think we need to be aware that there are issues out there. There are people with problems. To me, yoga is really about the community, the kula, the group is coming together and supporting each other. And I think that will create more wellness.
I want you to really introduce yourself to somebody in this room that you have not met just yet, that's not sitting right next to you. So I want you to get up out your seat and introduce yourself to somebody that you do not know and welcome them into this environment.
When I think of wellness as a whole, I look at us as individuals and our path of healing that we all go through in this lifetime. And it's not easy for our egos to accept that, hey, we might need to do some work here while we're here. But once we get to a certain place where we've done some work and we feel there's almost like a sweet spot where we, as an individual, we are in a very healthy place.
Finding some peace in what we are, where we come from, and even how we choose to put things in our body or interact with the world, that we can honestly say we are at peace. I am at peace with these facets.
We need a profoundly new world view as an earth culture, as a universe culture, as part of that way bigger system, that we're all a global citizenry.
When we put two people together in a room from different cultures, what happens? Two things can happen. One, getting to learn about the other person, but inherently something comes up. Oh, my culture is better than yours. My way is better than yours. That when it happens, there's a cultural invasion that's going on around. Isn't it? It can happen in any dimension. There is a cultural invasion that happens. The only way to get out of it is awareness. Being aware of our own culture, yet learning about some other culture.
I believe, first of all, that wellness is a body, mind, and spirit. I believe that it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It's relationship. If we can't live in relationship with others, that's part of our wellness also. But saying that, I believe that the body is the silent communicator of the spirit.
I feel wellness is connectedness, and it's really the connectedness that we have with ourselves, with our soul, with our body, and with our mind. And then also really important to have the connectedness with each other, with the world outside of us, around us, with nature.
Society has done a good job in some areas, but in some areas they have not done as good. I think we are all very aware of our health and making yoga a part of our body and mind, and that's important. But I still feel with the technological society that we have today, it is a concern to me that we are losing that human touch, that human relations with people.
First and foremost, I'm a yoga student. I don't know everything. As a person who also teaches yoga, I think it's part of my responsibility for folks to realize and understand that we all have to lean in to make this world a better place.
Sure.
To write a better script for our lives, for our children's lives, is going to require all of us working together to save the environment, to help with issues like mental illness and depression and things that people really suffer with every day.
For the 2016 East Meets West Yoga event at the Indian Wedding Festival, you can expect some of the same magic that happened this year. Moving forward, I'm hoping for it to be more expansive, and again, just co-creating with various yogis and yoginis and organizations that want to come together in terms of trying to make this world a better place.